Jonathan McGowan, Mercruiser. Was a 5.0. Excuse me. We've changed it to a 5.7 Jasper rebuilt engine. During that change, you have to send out the computer. So this is the ECM, engine control module. We send that out to Whipple and they reprogram it, all its parameters for a 5.7 engine. Now you can't do that to all the computers. You can only do it to the computers that end with a 555 on them, and that took quite some time and at a pretty high cost of $630 plus additional shipping there to reprogram that computer. We've got this all back together. This engine was freeze cracked like so many, and it runs really well. The boat has a couple other minor issues, but this is its first real run on the hose. We did dry fire the engine with it in the vehicle. Jasper Engines had forgotten to put the reluctor wheel on the bottom crankshaft in front of the timing chain, and so the engine initially had no spark. Luckily, we had the reluctor wheel out of the other engine that is the same as a 350, and we were able to take the front of this apart, pull the timing cover off, install the reflector wheel, put it back together, and it fired up. Now, we did that yesterday, and that really only took about 45 minutes start to finish, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But it was kind of disappointing that Jasper didn't send us a motor with the reluctor wheel in it, even though we gave them all the specs. But hey, the engines that they build are really impeccable, seem to work very well, are nice and smooth and quiet, and have no issues so far. So this is Kenneth Walker and Cadence, and as a team we all put this thing together so we could do it quickly. And we're going to start it up one more time here. We've got a water leak. Like I said, it was a freeze cracked engine, so this ironically, this valve system here for winterizing your engine and draining the block goes down to a little globe thing down there that's leaking water, and basically Mercruiser just melts that globe together, those two halves, and it's just a cavity. So we're going to remove that, and we're going to clean it up, we're going to glue it back together, we're going to reinstall it. It's going to be fine. We've done that many times, so long as the globe is not cracked. If it's cracked, off to the dealer to get a new one. So go ahead and start this thing up. Let's talk about the oil pressure and temperature. That's the way Mercruiser fuel injected engines start. They always got a late start. I don't know why. Every one we ever see starts like that. So let's talk about the oil pressure. Let me come aboard. Nice and quiet though, as you can hear, it's really quiet. Got a nice little cammy sound to it, kind of lopey a little bit. So if we had some through-hole exhaust, customer asked me to put some through-hole exhaust, and I just forgot. We're so busy this time of year, and I apologize to him profusely. But I'm bringing it back in the winter. We'll put some through-hole exhaust on it. Also asked us to check his stereo and his power speakers, and they're not working due to the amplifier being bad. So let's go over here to the gauge panel and take a look. We can see our temperature looks spot on at 160 degrees. Our battery voltage is just above 12. It's got two brand new batteries in it, so it's not requiring a lot of charge. So as long as we're over 12, we're good. Oil pressure is almost 60 pounds. It's about 55 pounds, which that's good at idle. Our RPMs right now are just above, what is that, 600? About 650.
Yeah. 650,
right?
650.
So everything looks good on the gauges as far as the engine goes. And it's running really well. So we're going to take the boats out of gas, so we're not going to run it much longer. But we're going to go down in here. We're going to take this stuff apart. We got to remove the belt, the tensioner set up. The power steering's got to move over. There's a stud at the bottom. It's a bit of work. A few hoses, and remove that valve system, see if it's repairable. If not, get a new one and go from there. But anyway, this is an upgrade, so don't be scared to upgrade your 5.0 to a 5.7. Believe it or not, the 5.7 is actually cheaper than the 5.0. So now by the time you add in the computer, it works out to be about the same cost. It does take a little while. It took Whipple, you know, well over a month to redo that computer. And that's that. So we're going to give this a clean bill of health as far as the long block assemblies running well like it's supposed to. And we're going to go down and fix that water leak. We're going to load test it in our big old pond. And after all that, put the hood back on, give it a hell of a bath, and it should be ready to go, hopefully by tomorrow.